was doing the 11 o'clock, what do you session? I don't know. Estimate.
Appointment.
Uh, yeah, meeting, seminar.
Session. I'm like, no, stay with.
I don't know what you call it in. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 48 of That Range Life, a show sometimes about golf, and coming out Thursday, the 24th of December. And if you celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas, everybody. Christmas Eve.
Merry Christmas Eve.
You finish up with those midnight masses, earlier church with the kids, or whatever you do
Oh
to
man,
celebrate
midnight
Christmas
mass.
Eve.
Jeez,
Don't get
we
me
used to
started.
do. I would say we used to do midnight mass. Is brutal.
No, it came to me later in life. I'm like, what are we doing here? I haven't been to church in like 1,000 years.
Oh,
I'm
man.
sorry. I picked
Oh,
a different religion called hockey. Didn't have time for church on Sundays. Too much puck to play, bro.
right.
Um, but yeah, so I'm like, who cares in this family? Why are we going to midnight mass? Like, if we insist on doing church, can't we just go earlier? And it's like, well, grandma really wants no.
That's what happens, man. Like, nope, we go at midnight. That's what we do. Like,
And then I started
all right.
dating my now wife again, so to speak. And her family was doing, now to be fair, it's not mass, different church, was doing the 11 o'clock, session? I don't know. Estimate.
Appointment.
Uh, yeah, meeting, seminar.
Session. I'm like, no, stay with.
I don't know what you call it in a
Stay with
non-Catholic church.
session. Stay with session.
I really sermon? Is,
Yeah,
11 o'clock, let's call it that?
yeah, I
Alright.
don't know. I'm a Catholic, so we it was just mass.
Right, right. So we started going to 11 o'clock one of that, and I'm like, so I'd like leave my family at night and go with her and them, and I go, what am I doing here? I got to get out of all of this. So anyway, we finished with
Anyways,
all of that. As
Merry
you're
Christmas, everyone. Yeah,
put some
welcome to the
headphones
show.
in, just settle into a nice chair bed and watch That Range Life episode 48 while you wait for Santa to come. And then next thing you know, probably hear me and Chris swearing about something. It'll be great. All right. So today's show, big one, real big Christmas episode for you. We're going to talk about, I teased it last week. I tased it. Teased sounds like a weird word, but it's the right word. We teased having one of our favorite companies featured of all time, Tour Edge. They're back.
It's true. That's right. That's right.
We're going to talk about the Tour Edge Hot Launch 521 E and C series, Ironwoods and Irons. Don't want to miss that in Gear Talk. And then I think we're going to wrap up there, chatting a little bit about some of our favorite things from Christmas. Really important things that revolve around food. So stay tuned for that. Before we
That's
get
right.
rolling here, do me a favor, subscribe to Chris's YouTube page at Chris McEwen on YouTube and all the other social medias. But do it. Yeah, go down and do it. He's been putting that
Over
real
here.
nice like click graphic in here,
True.
which every time I click it, nothing happens. But subscribe, hit the bell, get notified. A new video, not a Range Life video, coming out soon. I've seen the drafts coming out soon.
Yeah.
Hey, leave us some comments like when's the merch coming?
Merch is coming. You saw it. I gave you a little sneak peek.
Can't wait.
It's coming. It's coming. Yeah, we're very excited about that.
I'm more excited about that merch than like stuff with my own, like my main primary brand. I just want to be clear. I love that Range Life, the logo, everything.
It's a good logo.
So
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. So shout out to our guy that asked about it. It's coming. It's on its way.
Coming. Yeah. Hey, how about, speaking of our favorite commenters, how about Scoob just really participating in our social media now? Scoob, what's up, bro?
Yeah, man. He's the best.
I'm gonna make Chris send you a free shirt. Don't worry about it.
We got Scoop for sure.
I haven't made you pay for other people's things in a while, so I'm glad I signed you up for that. Also, before we get going, I have a bone to pick. Second week in a row, same topic, 2 weeks in a row with our friend J Riv, our nephew J Riv.
Yeah.
he's like, "Hey, I gotta swing by your house, pick something up. Don't worry about it." I'm like, "Okay, cool. I'll be picking up my daughter from dance. I'll leave it in the garage because Josh knows how to get into my garage. Why not?" And he was about to go, "I'll leave it on the Lego table." He's like, "Oh, I know the Lego table."
Right.
Uh, so I come back and I have a bag in there. I can't be friends with. I don't know how to be friends with people like you two. And I'm not going to go too deep into part of this subject, but so Josh has left a bag. Now, I understand you and I went in together for a gift for Josh for his birthday. His
Right.
birthday.
Right.
Now, I received in the mail the grill gloves we covered last week, which they are outside with my grill stuff because
Nice.
our grill. Here's the problem: needed them inside for the chicken we roasted tonight. I'm like, oh, they're in the garage.
Uh,
Such an idiot. Good strikeout on the first use opportunity for him. But so those came already, and I'm like, Chris, is this Christmas present? What are you doing here? And you're like, when you're friends with me, it's not anything. Oh, it's Chris. Well, then, but it says from JRiv and KMDC. Okay.
right.
Like, so it's from both of you. And
Right.
then I get this bag today with some wonderful wares from my favorite place, Wheat and Meat Market, a gift card, some smoked apple barbecue sauce from a good brand that I like. Uh, and then I'm missing something. Oh, what's it called? It's like the steak. It's a steak rub. It's like steak of the gods or something like that. It's a
Yeah.
signature steak rub at Wheat and Meat Market. But you didn't go to Wheat and Josh did.
Right.
But
Right.
it is also from Josh and Chris on the tag.
Correct.
So I have a problem here.
Correct.
I texted him. And it's funny because it's not with you. Like, I love
Right.
this split gift thing where I'm like, clearly the Amazon thing came from you, and clearly the Wheaton thing was him because he lives there. No, not there,
Right.
but you know.
Yeah, we're near
And
there.
I'm
Yeah.
sure there's like the two of them evening out the dollars, blah blah blah.
Right.
But it's like, listen, guys, we can all a couple things here. We can drop this charade of this split from the both of us thing if this is what we're gonna do. Okay.
But it is for
Also,
the both of us. It's a team effort.
not really. Not really. You took care of one thing. He took care. I mean, the love for me is shared. I appreciate that. That is a team effort. Okay. I
Okay.
accept. But it's okay if it's just that was from Josh, this was from Chris. That's okay. I just want to let you guys know. But here's the other problem I have. Like yourself, I go, Josh, I've told you last week this precedent we're setting now. We do birthdays, Christmas, whatever, which I did not get you guys Christmas gifts.
It's okay. That's not
And
why you got a gift.
this is my first Christmas with you two. Well, really,
I mean, I didn't get Josh a Christmas gift.
that makes me feel better.
Yeah.
I don't trust it, but it makes me feel better. But I go, I told my wife, I'm like, I don't get anything for these guys, you know, whatever. And I'm like, I don't know if I can be friends with people like this and keep up with this. It's very nice, friendly gesture, but it's a lot of pressure. And he's like, well, it's your birthday too. I'm like,
Right.
well, my birthday is in over a month. He's like, I know when your birthday is. And I know he knows because he brings it up like 6 times a year. And
Yeah.
hey, hats off, tip, one of these hat things. I don't know, tip off. It's the same difference. I think I'm just getting overheated in my Travis Matthew Santa sweater. Oh, by the way, this is golf. It's from Travis Matthew. Just saying.
Well, nice job.
When I got it on sale one year, and I'm like, hell yeah! It was at PJ Superstore. It's the only one left. Is my size, and it was on sale for like $30. Done. I will be
Nice.
out barbecuing on Christmas Eve in this sweater and no jacket. Hood on. So
Well, yeah. Yeah. Crazy.
two things. That's what makes me not crazy because I'll wear the hood. I want to be clear here. I appreciate it. Like I said last week, I really appreciate it. It's very sweet of you boys. I love you both. But look, we might have to have a team meeting here and just set expectations. That's all I'm saying.
It's not really fair because I guess there's two of us and there's one of you. Is that what your concern is about?
No,
I mean,
it
they're
financially
just
shakes out
gifts.
the same.
Right.
Well, I don't want to be the one not participating in the friendship.
You
Jeez.
participate. You participate plenty. We just wanted to welcome you into our little duo with by showering you with gifts.
Pampering me.
That's right.
It's really
And
awkward as
we
I have, like,
really
my
enjoy how uncomfortable it makes you. So we're just gonna keep on buying you
oh,
stuff.
well, darn it, I'm really uncomfortable. Really uncomfortable. Alright, so anyway, I just wanna know where things I guess what I'm saying is, at some point, I just wanna know where things stand so I know what my expectations are, and I'm happy to meet them. That's all I'm saying. Not exceed, just meet. That's how you
Fair.
know I work for a big, huge corporation. I don't wanna
Right.
exceed, just meet.
Right. It's
Keep my
good
job.
enough. Right.
Alright, so anyway, thank you, boys. I told Josh already. I feel like we're also in that, like, parental, make sure you spend the right dollar amount, which I'll just sneak peek you. To me, with close friends, it's never a dollar thing. It's always like, no, what's that just right thing to get the person? That's how I operate. If it's
All right.
$100, $1,000, or $5, I always got a plan.
All right.
All right, just so you know.
Good to
Anyway,
know.
I
Good to
told
know.
I told Josh this gift card and that barbecue sauce are perfect for, I don't know, some ribs. I said I will hang on to both of these until we can safely post COVID. The three of us have some nice.
Well, that was kind of the hope is that you would reserve some of that for
It's not what he said.
the two
He
of us.
he just said use it however you want to go. Maybe the steak rub, but I will save this smoked apple barbecue sauce and that gift card to buy some ribs and have them with you boys.
Man, when this stuff is over with, the three of us are going to be the most annoying trio to our wives that has ever existed.
We're already annoying to him. That's the best part.
Right. It's true.
Don't bring any bread to that to eat that night because we're just gonna stuff ourselves with pure ribs, nothing else.
I mean, I will take an Uber to your house and home from there. I won't even pretend that I plan on driving
Yeah,
home.
right. No,
It's not even, I'm not, I'm just, no, no, no.
no. We gotta. It's funny because I have like 4 sets of people that basically have something like that set up. My buddy Steve, who lives down like near Crete, he's like, post COVID, I'm gonna get like 3 bottles of Kraken, and it's an inside joke.
Right.
He's like, I'm gonna Uber to your house. We're going to drink as much of them as we can, and
Right.
I'm gonna Uber home, and
Right.
that's gonna be
Yeah.
like $180 round trip Uber. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's fine.
And of course, all of them
It's
end in
fine.
I'm gonna be barbecuing something, of course.
Well, yeah.
All right, there's a
Anyways,
lot of show before the show, if you will. But
that's
thanks,
quite
guys.
the,
I can't wait for our ribs, and now it sounds like I might even see you in passing before Christmas. I'm thrilled for a Monday
it's
night.
very possible. Yeah.
All right, Chris, it's that time. Let's get into gear talk. All right, gear talk. Tour Edge Hot Launch 521. C521 irons, the more competitive, discerning golfer model. And the E521, the extreme game improvement, extremely forgiving ironwoods.
Yeah. I'm excited about this one. I'll be actually be able to like contribute to the review
Take it
and to the
easy,
thoughts of it.
Big Max Dry Light Hybrid. You carried that one.
That's true.
We're gonna try something a little different. I think people like to get some of the tech from us in this show, but I realize I can go a little too deep and get a little boring on it. So we're gonna try not to do that. Here's the problem, Chris. We have 2 sets of clubs we're talking about in one gear talk. So I
Right.
want to let's
Right.
start with the C521. Okay,
Okay.
traditional game improvement iron. No one's gonna mistake it for a blade by any means. It
Right.
has some offset, but it, like, for lack of a better term, it looks like a normal golf club, right? Looks like a normal iron.
Traditional look.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it has a thicker
Yes.
top line. It does have offset. It isn't short from heel to toe, right?
Right.
But it doesn't look crazy abnormal. Put it this way: I played a whole round with it, hit it on the driving range, and at no point looked at it and was like, "What am I looking down on this?" It's an iron, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, you look at the back of it; it looks like a modern, contemporary game improvement iron, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
perfect, perfect.
That's fair.
Looks really good. Has a stock Aldilla graphite shaft in it. That's what it comes
Okay.
stock with. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. So, we've been teasing this match we played against each other, and really
Yeah.
other than, like, kind of a rapid fire range session, having 30,000 clubs to get through in a bucket of balls, this
Right.
was, like, my first real sort of thorough time out with these clubs, and once I got out there and stood over them with them on, on a golf course, they looked a little meaty, but looked fine. But what killed me was I expected these things to be sort of, uh, I feel like the word to describe it's squibbly. That's what squibbly. Okay.
Visually?
No, no, swinging them. Sorry. Thank you.
Okay, okay,
Like
okay.
just loose and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
lightweight graphite. Who knows, man?
Right.
These things were so smooth and so just flat out easy to hit well. I talked
Mhm.
about it. I talked about it on one of the other shows, or maybe it was the match video. I don't remember, but I can't get over how easy it was to strike the ball well with these, and how forgiving they were. So they do have some manipulation by putting weight on the perimeters, tungsten in the toe, and making that sweet spot picker. But man, that sweet spot is huge. And
Mhm.
admittedly, they do power loft them, which means like your 5 iron will be lofted stronger than a traditional 5 iron, but that's not
Sure.
uncommon in game improvement and players distance irons these days. That's pretty
That's
normal.
right.
Which we could do a whole. I would almost rather have a guest on and do a whole show sometime about power lofting and why it isn't a case of just bending them stronger, how it's like it's still a stronger 5 iron's easier to hit than a
Right.
same off 4 iron. There's reasons for it,
Right.
right?
Sure.
So anyway, this shaft in these clubs felt fantastic. And it was like perfectly blended smoothness and stiffness. So like there's plenty of stability, but you had a nice smooth profile, a good kick, little higher in the shaft, so it is a little high launching, but again, game improvement. The whole
Yeah.
point of these is to get the ball in the air, get the ball carrying. Here's where I struggled. I was hitting pitching wedges, which I normally hit a pitching wedge, I'd say in the comfortable range of like a nice, easy, normal swing. I normally hit a pitching wedge somewhere in that like 135, 130 range. I can
Okay.
step on them to like 145, take something off them to 125, right? I
Mhm.
was just stock hitting this pitching wedge 150 yards, 155 yards. So I was a couple 120-yard shots just pounding the thing over the green.
Yeah.
It took me a while, but insert that with every iron in the bag. So I only had 5 through pitch in the bag, but man, I was just hitting bombs with those things all day. Now,
It's true.
never mind getting the ball in the air, good flight. It was a little bit of a high flight, but I didn't feel like it was completely out of the question to flight one down and come in low if I had to. Not as easy as it would be to do with my normal Mura blades, right? But
Right.
the shot's there if you know how to change the flight of your shot. Like that's sort of on you. And yeah, if you're a good flight artist, you're going to have to work a little bit to keep it down because of the design of the club. That's fine. So insert this distance in this really longer carry by getting the ball in the air more. Offset design, automatic left on this thing, and not like a hook or whatever, but like easy draws, just effortless draw,
It's
5 iron
crazy.
through pitching wedge.
It's crazy.
So I mean, I couldn't slice these things, I couldn't fade them. A better player might be able to fade them. Like I wasn't fading them, just hitting 180-yard 9 irons with a like nice snappy
A nice little
8-yard draw to them, and I'm like, well,
yeah.
I guess I'll be putting from the next tee box. Like, I didn't think I
Right.
could hit the ball like
Right.
this.
Right.
And obviously that's an adjustment, and that's nothing against the clubs. It's just they were so good, so easy to hit. Um, there's not a ton really to dive into. They're pretty straightforward, just a nice, easy game improvement iron to hit. They feel fantastic. I forgot what cost is on them. I want to say it's about $600 for a standard number of irons.
Sounds right.
It's
Yeah.
probably the one thing, so I wanna be clear, it's a great deal, and that is a good value on those. It's probably the out of the group of Hot Launch 521 things were like, "It costs how much? Are you kidding me?" It's
Yeah,
probably the least, like, impacting that in terms of taking your breath away at the value, but if you compare it to other clubs of its kind, it's
exactly.
either right in there or a much better deal.
Yeah, I would say, comparatively, maybe it's a couple $100 difference, depending. That iron set and style. You could find something that's similar price, but it's in that ballpark.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I loved them. Um, so much so, sneak peek to the match. I don't know if you can see them, but there's a set of irons in my Tour Edge bag over here now. And I was talking to John Claffey after the fact. I'm like, I not gonna lie to you, man. I'm not just saying, oh, I have these clubs around for a rainy day. Like, I'm wondering in 2021 may be interesting, or the winter where hey, take all the distance and help you can get in those cold rounds.
yeah,
These these might put a shift into my game, and I'm not too proud to admit it based on how well that round went with them. Um, those might see some action from me next year. If anything, to prove a point, like, look, it's you're not this big cool golf guy blade player. Throw those in, watch your score drop. Because mine did.
yeah,
Mine did.
yeah,
I played
yeah,
better than I'd played in recent months. Just saying.
yeah,
So as a
yeah.
C521, didn't go if you want more detail on it, you want to get into the tech and get real specific and deep dive, go to driverangeheroes.com, search.
It'll be down here in the notes.
It will be. You can search Hot Launch 521 irons and probably find them. If you can't, comment in the video. Chris or I will paste the link. Okay.
There you go.
So I have a lot to say. Where now, here's the thing: common theme throughout all the Hot Launch 521 reviews I did or I'm doing. It's really the E series that blows me away. This, it's so good, and it's such a cheat code, as we keep saying,
Yep.
that I if this thing isn't a hit in the business, I don't know what to tell people. If you're terrible at golf and you buy these, you will not be terrible at golf. It's simple as that. I
Yeah.
keep thinking about if my swing. I think of like people who've never golfed before, and I watch them swing. And don't get me wrong, if you whiff or it's like you hit the back of
Of
the club,
course,
that's
there's
one
the
thing.
hand-eye coordination involved to it.
But
Sure.
it's like if you can strike the face of the club in any swing, I feel like these clubs got you. You're good.
Yeah.
You've played them more, so you tell us
Yeah.
about
It's a good segue. So the biggest compliment I can give Tour Edge and their E series is that if there was ever a piece of equipment or bag of equipment that was going to help grow the game, like legitimately help grow the game,
them.
it's these E521 irons and clubs. I mean that it is so. I've never missed left on a green on approach shots or on a fairway so many times in my life because, like you were saying, you can't if to fade a golf ball with the E series irons, you have to be so dramatic with your out to in swing because it just naturally is going to bring that toe around the heel for you and you're going to draw it. Now,
It's
in
unbelievable.
it's it's like, and you'll see when we post the match, like we talk about it. The struggles that we had are not typical golf struggles where we're not striking the ball well because ball striking doesn't matter as much when you're playing these, and that is a good thing. That maybe some people are like, wow, but okay, those aren't for you. But for the people that aren't as good at striking your golf ball, like these are the clubs, these are the irons that you should be playing straight up and because it is so easy to hit. I think just talking about the E Series irons in general, the big sort of these are the extreme game improvement irons. The big sort of tour edge piece of it are the ironwoods, right? And on these ironwoods have what they're calling the Houdini sole.
Mhm.
And Bill, you can help me out with this a little bit, but the Houdini sole does a couple different things, right? I think it moves the center of gravity back.
Good job.
That's right. And it also helps you slip through the turf. So I didn't chunk shots out there. It's very easy to get through the
Let's
ball
be clear.
with those
You
ironwoods.
and I don't mean this like negatively, you did chunk shots, and that's sort of the beauty of this design.
Well, yeah,
That
that
Houdini
you're right.
sole. So Chris will pop a picture up at some point, but the Houdini sole almost creates. I mean, you've seen this. You have seen. I keep saying we've never seen anything like this on clubs. Like I was thinking about it. Clubs have had similar concepts to minimize friction with the turf as it slides through in
Mhm.
the past, and even some that come to a point like the Houdini sole does. It's almost like a little pyramid shape, right?
Right.
At the bottom. And what it does, well, that's digging like one, if you catch it like in a smooth clip, it's just a minimal part. So you're gonna get more face on the ball, right? But
Right.
if you go deep, you don't have this much club going
Right.
deep. You have
Right.
like
Right.
cut that off somewhere, right? You have
Yeah.
a little just point that gets a little deep, and you still have enough face making contact with the ball. And because it is, they call them ironwoods or little, we had the John Claffey episode, but if you don't watch it,
Yep. I'll put a card up
yeah.
somewhere up here or above your head. There you go.
Oh, that's right. I'm cardless.
No cards.
If you have, if you don't remember that episode, these are like little, they use metal wood technology, right? They have a bigger
Yeah.
head, and you'll see all that in the pictures we're posting. But what that does is it creates here we go in the MOI talk. It raises the MOI, it moves the
Right.
sweet spot around and basically makes the whole face a sweet spot. It's pretty awesome.
Right.
So
Right.
you hit it high on the face, you're still going to get distance. You're still going to get launch. It's going to be a good shot. So I mean, dig as deep as you want.
Yeah, and the other thing too is like these aren't, again, they're extreme game improvements. So these aren't for the players that know to come down on a ball and compress a ball, right? These are
I mean,
sweepers of the golf ball. Sure,
you
of course you can.
can
Like
go take care of
my
it,
swing, yeah, my swing does come down a little bit, but like
Mister.
you
Put
can
all the spin
tell
in the world on zipping them back all over the greens.
you can tell that these are clubs that are meant for, the sweepers, and that's okay. That's actually great. But yeah, I mean, once I adjusted for this new found draw that I have in my game that I've never had before until I played the E series, it was like, this is great. And it's the other thing too, I think we talked about this, is that the design of the clubs from, it goes through the wedge, goes through the wedges. It you're not gonna be laying clubs down. You're not gonna be trying to shape shots. These irons aren't for
They're
that.
not for a
And
player
so
that's trying to be cute with the ball. It's like, I just wanna hit
yeah,
it forward, get some distance and straight.
right. I just don't want my ball to have a huge banana slice or a huge hook or whatever it is. I want to get it into the air and improve, or lessen the distance between me and the green. And that's what these ironwoods do, and that's what these shafts or the wedges do, and it simplifies the game. And I keep going. I've said this. I think I say it in the match too. Is that my son, who has never touched a golf club in his entire life up until this last year, for the most part, like he dabbled a little bit, but these I feel like are a perfect set of clubs for him because he's got a good swing, like you were saying. If you can make contact and you have a little bit of eye hand or hand eye coordination, putting these into his hands, I feel like are going to make him excited to play
Well, and
rather than going out with these difficult clubs to hit and struggling for
you're not all of a
4.5,
sudden
5
gonna be a
hours.
scratch golfer finding the center of the face every time with them, but I think the other thing is, s you know, it's a lot it's a lot quicker and easier to get to that next level of being able to golf and play
Yeah,
decent golf with clubs
yeah.
like these. You won't spend the whole year just being, "Holy crap, I can't hit the ball straight and I can't hit it forward. Why would I wanna do this for a second year?" So,
Right,
to me,
right,
it's like,
right. That's what I mean, like, I really feel like we've called them before, like, the clubs for the people or whatever, but this is a legit grow the game set of irons.
and I'm wondering, like, and the only thing I'll say that kinda concerns me is I can't think of I have such an extensive list of people who are like, "Hey, I wanna start golfing. I'm terrible. What should I get?" I'll even spend some money. I have a good job. I'll spend some money.
Mhm.
My concern is that person's not looking for a goofy, sometimes about golf YouTube show to hear us talk about this,
Right,
and it's like,
right.
that's the key. I think if you're watching this, keep these clubs in mind for that person. Maybe it's your kid, maybe it's your
Yeah.
cousin, your uncle, whatever.
It's your dad or whatever. Yeah, your aunt or your sister or your wife, whatever it is. Yeah,
Right,
I mean,
like, keep these in the back of your mind, even if it is.
yeah,
I mean, I know a few people who play game improvement irons are, like, still terrible. Like, "God, I'm so frustrated, I just can't figure it out." It's like, well, would you if I told you you could
yeah,
go buy everyone's always like, new equipment only help you so much, you gotta it's a swing fault." Yeah, it's true,
of
but if
course.
you wanna talk about, like, a magic wand of a club that
Yeah,
can, like, instantly help at least get the ball forward in the air and straighter, this is about as close as it gets. Just my opinion.
100% agree.
I mean, we
Yep.
already talked about the
I
drivers. I think the same thing about the driver. I will tell you, I
yeah,
felt that a little less in the fairway woods, but technically speaking, that might just be me, and that's in theory the same concept. But we'll talk about
yeah.
those. That review's coming up soon.
But yeah, I mean, think about, real quick just before we move on, your margin of error on a traditional iron, let's say it's this much. Your margin of error on an ironwood by Tour Edge, these new E521s is like this,
I would
right? I
even
mean,
like
just
make it more so.
respectively,
Normal
yeah. I
setup
mean,
irons, there's a reason there like, there's a couple expressions that always come through. It's a pea-sized sweet spot. The sweet spot of your club is the size of a pea, right? And anything
yeah,
outside of that, trash, you're in trouble, more or
right,
less, or you're gonna lose yardage,
right,
something.
yeah,
A dime-sized sweet spot, and the famous picture is always Tiger Woods' old iron,
right,
perfect, right in the sweet spot, dime shape. And it's
right,
like, yeah, that's not really how all clubs are for mortal people. They have bigger sweet spots, but I'm telling you right now,
right.
it's like the whole face is a sweet spot. I mean,
It
you
really,
have to hit it off, like, the extreme toe and, like, the back of the heel to
right,
really suffer from it.
right.
I've been doing this a long time, and I feel like we've made it fairly clear I'm a gear nerd. I've never seen anything like this. And that's not to say,
They're
like,
they're special.
your gamers are game improvement ish, are
Absolutely,
game
for
improvement,
sure,
and
for sure.
they've made pretty significant game improvement irons in the past that have been very good. Other brands I know have, like, Cobra has a lot of brands have made great game improvement irons. I've never seen any like this, and at like its value placement in the market.
That's the other thing too. Yep, that's
I mean,
absolutely.
still, you're talking like $600. I will tell you, if you
Yep.
don't know, the Fubuki shaft they come with is worth like the price of each club alone. That's a whole other
Right,
discussion. I
right.
won't. $89. But I can't tell you I've seen any, I've never seen anything. I mean, I've seen clubs even from Tour Edge that look like it. It's not even a look thing, but that feel is good, sound is good, perform as well. Like, I've never seen it. I've never seen it.
Yeah, 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 I'm super impressed with
And
them.
I'm sure, oh, you're
Super
just saying
impressed with
that
them.
because you love Tour Edge. It's like, dude, I can have any club I want. Blah, blah, blah. I have money. I can buy clubs that are better for me. It's not just about getting free gear or anything like that.
Right,
They're that good.
right,
They are
right.
that good. They're like they
Yeah,
are making a name for themselves in this place in the market for a reason. They're focusing on it where other people it's just sort of like a passing thought. Just think about that for a second. Why couldn't they be that good? They are. They're that good.
yeah. They legitimately are.
All right.
And stay tuned for the match. We'll talk more about it, and it's a great video. It's really
I'm
fun.
not gonna lie to anybody here watching this show. This match, Chris has worked on it a few times now. He sent drafts out, and every time there's one section, it's so narcissistic. I admit it. I will repeat numerous times, and I'm like, it couldn't have worked out any better. I happen to have Josh in the right place with me on the course at the right time. I'm so glad it's on film. That's all I got to
It's true.
say.
It's cinematic gold. It
Not
really everything came together on that one.
not a hole in one, no hole outs,
No,
but
no.
just saying, just saying. All right. Anything else you want to cover about the E and C521 irons? Ironwood.
Nope. Nope. I can't wait to go play golf with my son when he has his E521s in the bag.
Watch out for our winter match we have coming up where I'm going to put my Tour Edge C521 irons in the bag, and I will at that
Ooh.
point be used to them and really beat the pants off of you. Just saying. All right, everybody, that was Gear Talk. All right, Chris, if you don't mind,
Yeah, man.
I'm getting a little toasty. I'm gonna take the hood off.
All right.
I still have.
I'm leaving the Christmas blazer on.
Yeah, as you should.
Although I need to show off my. I don't know if you can still hear me when I move this, but like my
Golf is not easy. This hat I have, it's a newer hat. I have it, I think, a notch too tight. Showing on my forehead there.
Yeah, a little bit.
And also, it doesn't help that I'm like sweating underneath it because of wearing that hood so far this whole time, which I was also wearing before the mics went hot.
Right. I was gonna say you came on camera with that thing on, basically.
Whew. Get toasty. Anyway, I want to talk some really important Christmas. I don't know traditions, but like let's get down to brass tacks. The most important thing about Christmas every year: Christmas cookies.
Food.
Oh, not food.
Yeah.
Christmas cookies.
Fair.
I want to know what your favorite.
I like that you have some like right there.
Oh, this. We'll get into that.
Okay.
I want to know. I'm gonna give you 3, and then we could maybe do
3 Christmas
once
cookies.
once we get through them. And we talked about maybe talking about this. It was
Yeah.
a conversation that came and said, "Hey, we should talk about it on the show. Maybe we'll see." And then I said, "We're going to." You don't need to know them by name as long as you can describe them. But I
Okay.
say we do our 3 favorite Christmas cookies, and then maybe have honorable mentions depending on what comes out in the 6. So, what would you
That's fair.
say are your 3 favorite Christmas cookies?
Okay. In order, I will go. Number 3 is a cookie that my children make for me every year. They bring me a plate of cookies, and that they and their mother work on and or bake. And it's basically a modified like Rice Krispie treat, except it's a wreath,
Mm-hmm.
and it's done with there's a red hot in the middle of it with like green food dyed like frosted flakes
You
or
might call it
something.
food coloring in most places, but yeah.
Food
Wait, is it
coloring.
like the whole thing is Frosted Flakes, or it's like Rice Krispies with Frosted Flakes on top?
No. It's frosted
All
flakes
the way
that look like so it looks like a
through, right.
wreath. It looks like leaves, dyed green with a red hot in there. So it's basically marshmallow that keeps those
Mhm.
keeps the everything together, and they're
Have you ever
delicious.
had a some real big hang on, I got a backup going. It's gonna create too much noise. Have you ever had um like the Rice Krispie treat cinnamon toast crunch?
Yes. I've had Rice Krispie treats. So yeah, I've had the cinnamon toast crunch one, which are fantastic. I've had a Lucky Charms.
Lucky Charms to me is it should be great, and I'm with you. I've decided the which is funny we call them a Rice Krispie treat when it's a different cereal. The Lucky Charms treat, if you will,
Yeah.
overrated and kind of disappointing.
See, to me, if you dip them in milk,
Well, it's cereal.
they
It's
are,
cereal.
yeah, but it's like with so much extra
Do you know
sugar.
why
It's
they're
so
really not that
good.
good? I think. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'll choke one down if you have one,
Right. I mean, I'll eat them.
but it's because that cereal's already cereal and marshmallow. So just adding some marshmallow and butter into it's not that noticeable. Anyway,
Right.
all right. So your
Yeah.
wreath, okay?
Okay. So the wreath cookie, I've described that. I don't know what the name
That's
of
a
it
wreath.
is. Number
The only
2
thing I'm
would
gonna say,
be,
that's a wreath. I'll count it for this exercise. It is a wreath treat. That is not a cookie. But I count it counts.
all right, great. See,
Christmas
now,
spirit. I'm in the spirit of giving, I'll
re-
give you that one.
I feel like I'm rubbing off on you a little bit because although I would have been like, nope, nope, nope.
You are. God, that's disappointing. And I like a lot of things about you, but I don't know if that's one I want to take. And you're right.
Where I drop a rule on you that you had no idea
One that's not
existed.
even remotely a rational or fair rule. It's like, no, you're entitled to your opinion, but it's wrong. And no, it really is wrong. Not that I'm going to disagree with you. It's factually wrong. You're like, okay, Chris. No. All right. Anyway, number
All right.
2.
Cookie number 2 would be the traditional, peanut butter cup or peanut butter base with the Hershey Kiss on the top
The
of it,
top hat, if you will.
the
I
top
think they
hat.
call
I don't
them
know
that.
what
I
those are
think they
called.
do.
I, I don't know. But those are delicious. I love peanut butter and chocolate. Any combination thereof, I'm in. And I think those are good. And those are like timeless Christmas
Mhm,
cookies, really.
mhm.
And then lastly, it's a very boring answer, but my wife My wife makes
Very nice.
makes a chocolate chip cookie that is just the most unbelievable. We have them. They they are a Christmas cookie. They come out during Christmas, but we keep some in the freezer, just the dough balls like rolled up. And every once in a while, we'll throw the oven on and just make one or two of them just to have it. But they are just insane
This show is
chocolate
gonna
chip
be
cookies.
slightly boring because I think we overlap more than you think. More than you realize, yeah.
Really?
Not to cut you off on that, but I think we have to make the point. Number 3 for me, and it's not like I'm gonna go in order like you did, but I almost
Okay.
feel like there's an argument to be made for number 3 to go straight to number 1 out of classic tradition around the world. The standard Christmas or any holiday really, but Christmas sugar cookie.
Sugar cookie
You
strong with the frosting on
and
top.
you whip up the frosting in
Yeah.
bowls with spoons
Yeah.
and food coloring,
Yeah.
and you decorate them, and it's like a bell curve of some sort where, the kids look like crap, the people who care about it, from a certain age look great, and then you hit my age, and you're like, "I wanna be done with this as fast as possible," and they look terrible again, and
Yeah.
then hit the next bell when you become a senior citizen and you have your grandkids over to
Right.
do it, they look good again. My wife
Right.
takes it very serious. My wife, yeah, so we both takes it very serious, so
I feel like you can't say my wife without doing
thanks a lot, Sasha. You
my
did this to
wife.
us forever,
Yeah.
and it's true.
Yeah.
But that sugar cookie probably has an argument to be number 1, but it's my number 3. But there is one factor about it that's better than the rest of them. I don't care what anyone says you're supposed to do or not supposed to do. There is nothing better than the raw cookie dough of those sugar cookies.
Real I've never had sugar cookie dough.
Do yourself that favor sometime. Like, don't even ever make
Really?
them. Just keep like the big drum of
I
it.
feel like the frosting really makes the sugar
Well, then you're
cookie.
not putting enough sugar in your sugar cookie. That's all I'm saying. But it's so good. The only thing that might be better is the roll of Pillsbury cookie dough, chocolate chip cookie dough. Just pop that thing open. Like, I haven't done that since like high school or maybe
Yeah, I haven't done that in a long time
my
either,
mom
yeah.
can't stop me. I'm here. I have money to buy. It's not illegal to buy a $2.50 roll of cookie dough. I'll eat it. But that might be the only dough that tops it to eat it raw. Number 2, I'm gonna go into my
Okay.
plate here. This is a variation though, a variation. Let me find a good sample of it. It's an okay one. It's an edge. The chocolate chip cookie bar,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
except this one,
Very good. That's a blondie, right? Those are technically called
I don't know.
blondies? I believe that's a blondie. It's like a brownie, but a chocolate
I
chip
feel like
brownie, so
there's
it's a
a difference
blondie.
between a chocolate chip brownie. I know what you're talking about, and these.
Mhm.
So this is just like if you were gonna
Okay.
make chocolate chip cookies, except you just put it out in
Sure.
a
In a tin
pan of
or
some
a
sort.
cook right.
So yeah, I like cooking brownies, but they don't. There's nothing brownie about them. But these ones, if you can see, there's M&Ms in them.
Oh,
I
that's
will
very
accept
nice.
in my number 2 spot with or without M&Ms, and like
Well, the green and red,
right.
it's
They
festive.
these one my wife made these for the Christmas cookie platters being presented around,
Yeah, yeah.
made these fantastic. So, with or without, and
Okay.
same thing, right? Those get whipped up. My mom might just be like, "You know what? I heard you had a hard week at work, so I made you a bag of these," right? Thanks, mom. She
Right.
used to anytime she'd come down and see us at school in college, she'd bring them for us. And then it got to the point where my
Nice.
roommate, my good one of best friends of all time, Jason, he liked them, so he'd get them. She'd bring a bag for him too as the best.
That's awesome.
Number 3 or number 1, my third pick, but number
Yes.
1 overall. This looks like a good one. Peanut butter
Yeah.
cup inside the peanut butter cookie,
That's very strong.
like yours,
Very
but
strong.
better.
Yeah.
You get a peanut butter cup involved in it, ooh, these are unreal. You can eat them
Yeah.
frozen, and they're fantastic.
It's kind of a mismatch there for
It
sure.
is so good, and I was like you, I was like, "Man, you make the peanut butter cookie, throw the Hershey Kiss, and you're great." Then these came into my life. My mom was like, "Leave your guys' Christmas list, and you know me, whatever you put on there, I get it." And you're like, "She does, she's great
Right.
about it, it's the best." You're like, "You need 14 Cyflex gloves or Power Flex, what I don't know, whatever, Pro Flex, whatever FootJoy calls them now. put 14 of those on there, she'll get it. I go, Mom, I don't want any of this. She hates making them. I go, I want you to make me like 2 tins of just that cookie. I'm not doing that. You can come over and unwrap all the peanut butter cups. I'm like, okay. That gets
Oh,
me too, because she says that's the worst part is
right. That's a huge pain in
unwrapping
the
them.
ass. It's so inefficient. Sure.
Totally. I'll do it though. I'm happy to do it.
Right.
If like 2 tins of it, that's got to be worth at least $400 of your time, which is more than you're going to spend on me for Christmas. Maybe that's the problem. Either way,
Right.
I'm in. I'll do it. I did get a
Right.
pro tip from my friend Brad. He makes a good one. He goes, I go and buy the Whole Foods version of the peanut butter cup. It
Yeah.
comes in the like clear thing and they're not wrapped.
Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's makes them unwrapped, I believe, too.
So there you go. They
Yep.
don't taste as
Yep.
good. It's
Yep.
not the, I mean, they're good individually on their own right, but I wouldn't.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can't replace a Reese's peanut butter cup.
No, there's no comparison for
Like,
sure. Now the Trader Joe's ones are like the dark chocolate, so that may throw the whole thing off.
right,
But
and they're good. They're good. I'm not taking that away from
yeah,
them. They're good in a cookie. I've had
right,
them.
right,
It's not the same. But I will tell you this:
right.
if you get and I went at this was a thing from our own John Heisey said the same thing. Like, if you have not fresh peanut butter cups that have been sitting around a while, they're gross. It's almost like, you know how I think of Step Brothers when they make Dale lick the white dog poop. It's like you get a not fresh peanut butter cup, it gets this the peanut butter gets this like white hue to it. It's the worst.
Yeah,
So I will tell
yeah.
you, the holiday shaped peanut butter cups are always the way to go because they're time sensitive, so they're fresher. Always taste better.
It's fair. That makes sense.
Peanut butter cups.
Makes
You gotta take
sense.
your peanut butter cups, your sugar cookie dough. You gotta take it all serious. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I was the sugar cookie was on my like honorable mention for sure because my kids also make like the candy cane shaped sugar cookies. So and they are at the age now where where it matters for the most part. And so they put some effort into it. So I get the white, the good, nice thick layer of white topping of frosting, and then I get some red sort of sprinkles
Oh.
as the stripes, and they're
I would
delicious.
think as old man with bad teeth to old man with bad teeth here, I would think like my daughter's big into going out to town on so she'll make me like my mom will have the kids over and I'm surprised this isn't happening considering we're like bubbled together.
Yeah,
Have them over to make cookies, and my daughter will just go to town on all the cookies with the sprinkles, right? And
yeah,
she'll be like, "Dad, I made this bag for you." And it's just like those like pearl ones,
yeah.
the little tiny ones that are like rock hard and just covered it. I'm like, if I eat
Right,
this, I'm gonna crack 700 teeth, and I don't even have that many. At least 2 crowns are coming out. Never mind fillings.
right.
Like,
And there'll be one pearl that's stuck in your tooth until the next time you get to the dentist in like
and they're
March.
like, "We're gonna have to pull your tooth and
Right.
put you under just to get this pearl sprinkle out." I can't do it
It's
anymore. I'm like, "You know what? Keep your sprinkle cookies. Keep them. You can have them."
these aren't that kind of sprinkles. These are just like, like flaky
Oh, the
sprinkles.
ones that are kind of like, cylindrical and
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I can
Like a donut, like a donut.
there you go. Throw me a bone. Can I
Right.
get those instead of the pearls and the, like, rock hard
Instead
marbles?
instead of the jawbreaker
Yeah,
ones. Yeah.
Jesus. Come on, 8-year-old daughter, you know what I'm saying? Almost said 6, 7. I knew I'd land on it eventually. She's almost 9. It's fine. Good dad over here.
Uh,
Anyway, that's Chris. Any other honorable mentions? Maybe what I thought you were gonna have me on. It's sort of like a peanut butter. Oh, it's Rice Krispie, but it's like a peanut butter base of some sort of crisp with like chocolate on top. Have you ever had that?
I have had that. I don't know what that's called. I've had a
When I
variant
know people do like
of what you
chocolate
described.
covered Rice Krispie treats. That's what I'm talking about. It's like a
No, no,
finer
no.
crispy.
Right.
It's a good one. Any
Yeah,
other honorable mentions?
that is a good
You
one.
have any?
Um, I think that's it. I got the wreath. No, there's just the sugar cookie. I do enjoy a good sugar cookie.
Yeah, it's a good one.
You're right on with that one.
I'm gonna I'm gonna shoot my mom a text and be like, "Yo, can you make me some of that cookie dough, or what are we doing here?"
um, Scoob. Let us know what your favorite cookies are in the comments,
Definitely.
and everyone else. And I don't want any. Don't give me. I don't want Jules cookies. All right. I want like homemade stuff that got made at
Yeah, I don't
home.
know.
Like I don't
Those,
want. I
chocolate
don't want
chip
any.
cookies from Jewel, like, get out of here. The only acceptable, like, Jewel bought that's if you I just realized that's a regional thing. The only acceptable, like, Jewel replacement
Kroger or Jewel, whatever.
is
Yeah.
the Jewel cupcake. Like, if you're telling me that cupcake takes a place, okay, I get it. Jewel cupcakes are the best.
Jewel cupcakes are good. I did have a cake from Jewel for my birthday. I think it was my 40th. That was it was a chocolate cake, um, surrounded in Kit Kats, topped with M&Ms.
Yeah, but you could make that at home.
That was I know, but I didn't
I
have to. I
say
could just eat
I
it, and it was
won't,
fantastic.
but I guess I'd be like, let's be fair. We'd be saying like chocolate
If
cake.
I described that cake to my wife and said, "I want you to make that," she'd be like, "No."
My daughter would be like, I've been waiting for this day. Let's go.
Right.
You should see, and like legit, they've been pretty good. You should see some of the cake creations that kid has come up with, like various gummy confections I didn't know exist. God knows what's coming out of the inside of that cake. I mean, it's legit. She goes to my mom's house and goes, "I want to make this kind of cake." And my mom's like, "All right, let's go." Starts
Yeah.
doing some research. She's
Yeah.
like, "How do you extract all the juice from gushers to fill the middle of a cake?" I don't know. I'll figure it out.
And if you're gonna tell me there's a cookie with a fruit or a raisin or a nut or something, don't I don't want to know about those.
Dishonorable mention, every cookie with nuts in it.
No,
Every single
absolutely. I
Oh,
don't want any fruit or nuts in my
I like
cookies.
to
Get
put
out of here with
crushed
that.
almonds in my chocolate chip cookie. Well,
No,
here's
absolutely not.
here's something.
Go.
You're kicked out of cookies forever.
You're fired from cookies. You're fired from
My
cookies.
oh god, and that was the other thing, right? In these cookie bars that I've been these chocolate chip cookie bars, my mom would be like, "I made it," or my grandma, "I made a batch without nuts just for you." And I'm like, "Here's an idea. Make 0 batches with nuts. How about that, grandma,
Right.
mom?"
Right.
Like, who wants and they're like, "Oh, I like,
Nobody.
nobody wants these.
Nobody. No,
And then
nobody.
somebody naturally like,
Nobody.
"Oh, I like 'em." Like, "No, you don't. Just
No.
take the hit like I am. Do yourself a favor." I can't you know what?
Uh,
Try us. Put something in the comments and see if we ever talk about cookies again at this show. Alright, is there any other Christmas stuff gonna wrap up? No, I'm just gonna be as this comes out, I'll probably be working on smoking some ribs for the family. And
nice.
for anyone wondering, we took lockdown quarantine stuff very serious so we can have a nice family Christmas. Said J Riv, I
Good.
can't see you. You may go in my garage. He's like, all right, I got it. Said John Hayes, he's
Yeah.
like, hey, maybe we can grill and hang out outside and work on golf clubs. I said, nope, I got Christmas, bro.
Yeah.
It's too much good food to eat to take this risk. Like, get in your bubbles and just eat the good food.
Right. We'll get there eventually.
Can't
Fine.
wait. All right, everybody. That Range Life episode 48. I'm Bill Bush. He's Chris McEwen. Have a great Christmas. And actually, we'll have a show out before New Year's, won't we?
We'll have one more year-end show.
Oh, man,
Right?
that's probably something we could do. All right, everybody. We'll see you next week. I'll talk to you later. Bye, Chris.